Guys, my fellow Gen X dudes, brothers, we know that aging is not necessarily a bad thing. You know, you feel the aches and pains of age, right? But at the same time, cheese and alcohol, these Gen Z women nipping on their cheese and alcohol, thinking, oh, we just want to date within our own age group because, we want to make babies. But, if you make babies with age proximate, it doesn't convey the most enzyme telomerase in the reproductive facilities. So if the reproductive facilities are linked, then the sexual drive is linked, the pituitary gland is linked, and that's often called the third eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, Gen Z women probably do belong with Gen X dudes biochemically because of the high telomerase in the reproductive cells being at the high points at different age groups. We also know old growth is the large part of the forest, and the bark from it creates the soil, and a lot of the life is because of the old growth, and the old life maintains the young life through soil becoming grass and trees and all that. So it really is the older thing that conveys existence to the younger thing. Look at the sun. The sun is much, much older than the earth when it comes to millions of years. Yeah, it's like, what? A half a billion years apart between the age of the earth and the age of the sun. That's quite an age gap, if you ask me. I mean, the sun conveys all life to earth and all existence to earth because all the things that are of earth came from the sun, including iron in our blood, including every bit and piece of us comes from the sun. The older object within the solar system conveys the life and the existence to the younger system, the planet. So we know this instinctually, that age is not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it often conveys a lot of wisdom. I wouldn't say that Trump conveys a lot of wisdom, but then again, he conveys a lot of chutzpah to the people that think that chutzpah means that an effective leader necessarily, when toxic masculinity is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to accept that part too. That's why I don't really jive well with a lot of Generation X, because you're so conservative. You know what I mean? A large part of you voted for Trump. I'll poo-poo that. A large part of you are just these libtards that think that we should just, bend over backwards for the fucking Republicans and date them sometimes. And I would never date a Republican. That's disgusting. You disgust me. You're anti-woman rights when it comes to reproductive rights, and every right that a woman has ever gotten was fought long and hard by liberals and leftists. So I don't want to hear your Republican mouth. So don't really get along with a lot of Gen X dudes. I get along better with liberals and leftists of Gen X, sure. But I don't really get along well with most Gen X dudes because they've gone down the redneck path or the thug path and the Republic thug path, and I don't really get along well with that. I jive better with younger people these days anyway, because I'm a socialist, and they're a largely socialist generation. At least half of them are socialists, and I would say that a lot less than half of Generation X are socialists. So I get along more with the left wing, and there's more left wing and there's more atheists among Gen Z than any other generation. So I like being around them. Sure, they might have some that are of a higher power believers, but we know how they are. It's all about their needs, not ours. It's all about like, oh, I'm going to help my Christian brother, but I'm not going to help my atheist brother. That's bullshit, because John 13:34 says to love one another. It doesn't say exclude. Thomas the doubter was a disciple of Christ, figuratively speaking, because Jesus didn't exist. It's made up of plagiarized stories from like 15 other religions around at the time, but that's beside the point. If you believe in the love of God, prove the love of God, because I want the relationship with love, romantic love. You can tell me you love me until the sky is black from all the black holes converging into one the size of the universe and a Google years of I love you, I love you, I love you. But if it's not romantic love, I don't believe you. It's just platonic love, and that's, boring. It's fine, but it's not what I'm really looking for. I'm trying to elevate that platonic love to romantic love, you see. They're nipping at their cheese and wine and alcohol, thinking age is a bad thing, when middle-aged man will confer more telomerase in the reproductive faculties, and so will Gen Z women at this point in 2025. And it's really obvious when you see what I see of Gen Z women kicking it with Gen X dudes, how well and copacetic they get along, because they're linked at the pituitary gland. Eerie how well they get along. Eerie, but awesome. If you think about it selflessly. I lost a girl to a Gen X dude, but I lost her to a Republican. So, you know what I mean? Love you, but big time fuck you.